Hey, listeners, and welcome back to the Review for View podcast. This episode is going to be really short and probably lack emotion because your girl is in need of some new equipment. I don't know what's going on with my stuff. Like my microphone works and my audio interference works or whatever. I don't know what's going on. I don't have the money. Well, I do. But like to shell out new recording equipment is a lot. And I just gave my all for like the past like the last 20 something minutes. And the audio was like and ah, I can't post that. Like I know it's amateur hour, but it's amateur hour, not hey, no like I'm so upset, guys. I was talking about Agatha all along. And Agatha, yeah, we're diving right in by the way. Agatha, she rather let people believe the lies because the truth hurts. And honestly, I know there's a lot of people out there that can relate, I know I can. I don't show my pain. I don't talk about my pain. And if I ever did, guess what? I never will again. She is a sad, misunderstood person. Boy, does that resonate with a lot of people. I know it's just a character, but we're all just characters in a bigger story. But anyways, the season finale of Agatha, and can I just say, is it the season finale? Is it a series finale? WandaVision, was a limited series, so it's one season, like that was all we got. But Agatha, especially the way it ended, it's like, okay, so it's like, are we gonna jump into like a movie, another TV show? Like, what happens from here? Do we get a season two? So it's like, is this the serious finale? Is this just the season finale? I don't know. But for purposes and hopefulness, I'm gonna say it's the season finale. But the season finale, two-part episode Wednesday night, it was too good to be true. I had hope Agatha wasn't a bad person, and to a certain degree, she really isn't a bad person, and I could see how people be like, but like, did you watch the same episode that I did? And it's like, shut up, Franklin. I just feel like the way she lost her baby boy, is really sad. And I'm so happy that they show that because during these like past 7 episodes, I'm just like, so how did her son, succumb to whatever, took him, what she wouldn't harm him. And I love the fact that it wasn't her fault. I necessarily, I guess. I don't know. I guess it depends on the outlook that somebody might have. It wasn't her fault. She just wanted time with her kid, like any true mother who loves their kid would want. I get it. Not all moms are good, but Agatha, she was just a really bad covenless witch, but she was not a bad mother to me. But I guess that speaks more to my personality than hers. But anyways, it's not about me. Um, I've already saw people online saying that like she was given time because she asked for more time, but she was given time. Like, what else more does she want? And it's like it's never enough time when it comes to your loved one. Um, this past week marked 1 year since my grandmother passed, and even though like I accepted her death and I love and miss her, it's never enough time. I always say to myself, and I definitely said it this past Sunday, like I wish I spent more time with my grandmother. Not saying like I wanna go back in time and spend more time with her, like, I wish there was more time. I wish we had a longer path to walk. I wish the path didn't have to end so soon. And I think that's what Agatha wanted, and I think that's what a lot of people want when it comes to those that they truly love near and dear. It's like, "W I wish we had more time. Please, I want more time, like, I beg of you," and, things like that, you would always want more time. To me, when I say like, I wish we had more time, I'm not thinking about the past. I want to create more memories. I want to stroll with you a little longer. I need some more sunrises and sunsets before the sun never rises again and it sets for its final journey. Like you just, and I think the people who are like, oh, but she had shut up. Clearly you don't know nothing. I get it's a story. I'm not gonna divulge too much into it, but it's just like shut up and enjoy it. It's a masterpiece. Move along. Yeah, move along. Real's real face, even though they showed it in episode 7, seeing it again in episode 8 in a more brighter aspect was like, mm, that's low key scary. I had to sit up. I had to compose myself because I was just like, hold up. This a little scary, though. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this. Like, it's really scary. And then seeing her like young face version, I feel like they like stuffed Rio's face, like Aubrey's cheeks, to make her have like that youthful look. And the thing is, she's deaf. She doesn't really change, but like obviously she goes with whatever period she's in or whatever, and she matched the period of for Agatha and her son during that time. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, she roams Earth. Agatha's like 300 something years old, but you know. Anyways, knowing that Agatha truly did have a soft spot for Billy really just made it worthwhile. And I think it's because she she never thought that that was her son, but it was just the idea of him and how you could tell Billy was not a bad person. Like he didn't want to be a bad person. Anything bad he ever did, he never really meant to do it. He didn't know. The kid didn't know. Kind of like his mama, but his mama went on a rampage afterwards. But anyways, and I think that's why Agatha liked him so much. Agatha never got that time, with her son. Her son died fairly young. She didn't get to see him become a teenager, to live a fruitful life and everything like that. In the final episode, episode 9, she referenced that she didn't speak an incantation, she didn't say a spell, nothing, that he was made from scratch, and hence why his last name is Scratch. He's Nicholas Scratch. He's not Nicholas Harkness. He's Nicholas Scratch. And I think that's so true. And in that moment when she said that, probably not in that moment, but like 5 seconds later after seeing, oh, it made me think like when her mother in Agatha's trial said that she was born evil. It's like, well, did you mess up the spell that made you perceive that your daughter was evil and that, she had this gift in a sense of being able to take other witches' power? Like, maybe you're the problem. You know what I mean? And I definitely am going to rewatch the show all together now that all the episodes are released. But it just made me think of that because it's like, well, she didn't say a spell to have Nicholas. Because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, if Agatha is gay, how does she have this son? And she had this up for a really long time. And then I hope one day down the line we learn how she actually acquired the Darkhold. And people are like, she traded her son for the Book of the Damned, and it's like, oh damn. And Jen said that. It's like, oh damn, like y'all really think she was a bad mother. And I don't think she was a bad mother. She was just a mother who loved so hard and forever grieved, and in the end she just didn't know how to face it. And spoiler, still doesn't. But, you know, that's nor here nor then. I do hope though Jen makes another appearance down the road. See what I did there? um she went off about her way and stuff like that. A lot of the theories that were said throughout this time, these past couple of weeks, have come true. Some were like half truths, like, oh, you're almost there, you were almost there, but you missed it. Some were like, honey bell, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. Um, Things like that. And then Alice, "Oh, if I can reach you, teach you. All you need to keep our love alive." Like Lorna Wu's version of the ballad is really nice. I do really like it. And I just had a thought like literally right now. Lorna Wu, her version of the ballad was a protection spell for her child. And in episode 9, in the season finale, in the last episode, you kind of see how the ballad was for Agatha. And I feel like, you know, it kept her grounded in a very evil, wicked way. um, But, yeah, I was so hopeful when I saw Alice, in her normal clothes that she wore on the road, and people were like, the scene where she, quote, unquote, "died," and it's like, "Nah, she's not dead, she's gonna come back." And so, like, when the scene, came on and it started playing, I was like, "Yeah, yes, she's not dead. She's back. I knew it. She didn't die." That whole episode was weird. It's actually the shortest episode out of this entire series. It's the shortest episode. The second shortest episode. I have a list now. The second shortest episode is actually Lilia's, but you don't know because it was just so freaking good that I feel like you don't even like take into account that like it was damn near. I think it's like 2 minutes longer than Alice's episode or Agatha's trial episode, but you gotta think that's not taking into account the freaking long ass credits. So it's like, it's really 20 minutes or so, not including the stupid ads. But I'm not paying for not ads. I grew up on commercials. I don't really care. I'm not gonna pay to just not have a commercial. Leave me alone. Um, but things like that, for the ballad. But yeah, seeing Alice one last time, and it's like, yeah, she's gonna go find Jen and Agatha and Billy, and she's gonna rejoin them. It's like, no, no, that's not gonna happen. She has to accept that her time has come, and that she is in fact actually, and she says the same thing that everybody's been saying, that she just broke her generational curse, like her powers, like she has so much more. And real, that friend who like never feeds into your delusions. They have to unfortunately hit you with reality. And everybody knows that reality sometimes can really, really suck. She's like, "Well, you're a protection witch. And you died protecting somebody. You did your job. Like, I get it. You think you have more to do, but you've already done so much. And it's time, sweet." It's like it was just really gut wrenching to see that because I was so hopeful. I was really, really, really hopeful. Um, in Lily's episode, ever since it premiered last week, I've just been stuck on it. I rewatched it a good solid 10 times, probably 11, including today. And it's just a really, really good episode. Like I never knew how much I could love a character that I didn't really knew I wanted to know. Like it was just all over the place. It's just what? It's really a head scratcher. But it makes so much sense, and I really can't wait to see you know how things pan out post like Lilia's like tarot cards, readings, and whatever. Because I mean, so much happened before, during, and after. So much more is yet to come. So it's really intriguing to see how that goes. That episode it's probably been bumped down to like it was the best episode when it came out. Like yes, episode 7. After 89, it's like I don't know. It's like I feel like it's like the third best episode. I will say, I feel like it's like the second best episode. I think the first best episode is the season finale. But I mean, to each their own. But episode 7 is definitely a really good episode. And it's the storytelling. It's how like all of these kooky, wispy things like align. They fall into each other. And it's just like, wow. Wow. Like the whole thing was in front of us this whole time. And some people saw it, some people didn't. Nobody got it accurate. Like, let's be real. Nobody was accurately predicting every single thing. Like, it was a collective effort, but in the end, there were still surprises. And it's the way you tell the stories, the way it plays out, the way it comes alive, and how these characters are portrayed. That's real. Like, anybody could be a witch. Look at all the witches in all of like cinematic history and TV history. But it's like when you think of like people who embodied witches, embodied their characters, you can't say this cast didn't do that. The whole show itself is a masterpiece, and towards the end, I can't wait to see the adventure that Billy and Agatha embark on. As surprise, they're gonna go seek out Tommy. I'm really excited to see how that goes and everything like that. And their relationship further develop. I hope they don't lose it, and I hope they keep being just right on each other. Like Billy be clocking, he's clock that T, like bitch catch it, and it's just things like that. So really really looking forward to seeing that. Vision Quest is in the talks. I don't know if it's already in production, if they're already started shooting or whatever, but I think it's on track for like 26, 27 somewhere, Marvel. And all I gotta say is that if Vision Quest doesn't live up to WandaVision and Agatha all along, we're gonna have some really big problems. The showrunners for Wanda and Agatha were the same, so it's like hopefully they have the same showrunner for Vision Quest. I think they learned their lesson with Multiverse of Madness about how mad people were that the fact that the directors, showrunners, whatever you want to call them, for Multiverse of Madness didn't actually see WandaVision. Um, I think they said WandaVision like wasn't fully out yet when they were filming Multiverse of Madness, and it's like, well, whose fault is that? That's like you're Marvel. They didn't tell you what's going on. Shame, shame on them. I don't hate Multiverse of Madness, but it definitely after in it's episode 6, after you learn that it was Lilia that put the sigil on Billy, it just makes you're like, Wanda should have stayed her ass in Westview. Like that's where her kids was. That's where one of her kids was. So it's like, see how the journey goes. I mean, if you know the comics, we'll see. Obviously, it doesn't have to exactly be like the comics, but whenever you take a story from the comics and you tell it really good, it makes stuff worthwhile. I think the next Marvel project I'm excited to see is Doctor Doom. And not just because it's Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the franchise, but because I have high hopes for it and I want to say I know it's going to be good. So we'll see um about that, we'll see about that. But if Vision Quest is not good, there's going to be a handful of people, including myself, that aren't gonna be happy with Marvel. Okay. Alrighty then. People aren't happy. Marvel shows and movies lately have been sucking anyways. So I mean, the fact that they got it with Agatha was just like, thank God. Now, if they lose it after that, I don't know what to tell you, honey. We've been doing this for like how many years now? I'm not gonna lie, like the whole Avengers time and Wakanda and Thor was really, really good time for them and movie wise and stuff like. But they since gone down the drain. I will say they know how to do a good TV series. I haven't watched all the TV series. Like I haven't even watched Loki. Maybe I should watch it, but I gotta have like the time and energy. You be thinking like, but nothing. I just have to have the time and energy. Like I have to like want to focus and watch this show. One day I'll watch it. I can't promise you guys when that will be, but one day I'll watch it. And the thing is, I liked Loki as a character. So I don't know why I've never taken it upon myself to watch the show, but I haven't watched season 1 nor season 2, but I know so much things happened during that time and it's like, well, I don't I don't freaking know. I don't know. I'm just doing what I want to do. But truthfully, what a fun way to close out October in the spooky season. It was really, really worth it in a way, even though I didn't release a lot of episodes because I don't do spooky. But although I may not partake in the festivities, uh, I love a good story. You gotta tell a good story. You gotta tell a good story. There are very few Halloweens thrillers, just wickedness that I really like. I think as a child I had more that I liked, but that's because they were like child stuff like Hocus Pocus and all the Halloween towns and Twitches, things like that. Even China Anna McClain, Tonight on the Mountain. That song is a staple for Halloween, like, you know, Christmas got their songs. She got the one and only song for, well, I don't know if you would count the ballad, but China and McClain did it a very long time ago. So we're just gonna, leave it at like that. I can't wait for the holiday seasons. The holidays have already started in my home. My Christmas decorations have been up since this past weekend. Girl, don't play about her decorations, okay? Um, but this Friday when it's actually November 1st. For those who linger in October and their spookiness and fallness for too long will finally succumb to it all. With Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's right around the corner. So very, very excited for that. It's definitely my favorite time of the year because of like my upbringing of just spending time with my family. We're loud, but we're loud and proud. And I just love everything about it. Sometimes like I'll literally have like a deja vu moment, but it's not really like deja vu like I've done this before moment. It's deja vu like, oh my God, that makes so much more sense. Like I think I'm starting to understand my own personality so much more, especially as I'm growing up. I'm starting to learn a lot more about myself because, I am in fact a grown woman. So, um, but I've learned a lot about myself this year, this month. I even got a new face. How cool. And I can't wait to see what 2025 has in store. I'll be a year older. You only know. Um, but my farewell to 2024 will be the year I leave childish pettiness behind, which I left a long time ago, but I am like leaving it behind. Like I'm not gonna acknowledge that at all. At all. Your girl's done with that. Um, because after all, I am the main character in my own story, I don't give a damn about anybody else's story. I'll play a side character in other people's story. I play the side character in my friend's story. They're the main picture. And I'm never gonna, you know, tear my friends down. And somebody said something not too long ago. And it made me feel kind of good about myself because it's like, I do that. I do that. But I didn't realize the positivity that it had on that person and all that stuff. And I'm really not a negative person. I believe in rainbows and sunshines. I believe in happiness. And even if I don't have happiness, I would love to help other people find happiness. I would love to I'll be your biggest cheerleader. You know what I mean? I love doing cheerleading when I was a cheerleader at a young age. Woo! I love doing that stuff. I love rooting for my friends. I love rooting for the ones that I love and everything like that. So I don't know. In this moment, it just made me think of that. But I did learn a lot about myself in this year of 2024. So, I mean, let's see what 2025 has to offer. I don't know. 2025 should offer me my degree, guys. I should get my degree by the fall of 2025, fall semester. So, we'll hope and pray your girl stays on it and, stays on her P's and Q's to finish her degree that she has been working for so long. I took a 2-year hiatus. An associate's is 2 years. I took a 2-year hiatus. Um, I didn't do a semester last summer, so I bunkered down this year for my classes for spring, summer, fall, and now I'm already thinking of spring. So yeah, by fall, your girl should have her degree. So that's what I'm hopeful for 2025, and then to eventually start my bachelor's program and just see the greatness and excellence I've always dreamed for myself because I'm such a dreamer. I'm such a believer. People call it being dramatic or delusional, but it's like I get it. It starts with a D. It's hard to confuse. Or it's easy to confuse. It's easy to confuse. It's not hard. It's easy to confuse. Dreams, delusions. There's a difference. um I think the biggest takeaway from this year will have to wait until the final episode of this year. But as always, happy listening and happy Halloween.